And you don't fit in with your soft skin and your spirit clean. You a magic being, loved by the green. Don't like being seen. You're an astral fiend, immortal spleen, Akashic dean. First on the scene and they find you mean. Godmother queen, strongest on the team. 'Cause you don't use sheen, look better off screen. You make 'em scream without even doing a thing. Hurts make 'em high and lean. Laughter penetrates their gene. Of the crop, you're the queen. Flamaki. Awe masajin, just not. Mara, didn't I ask you to please give me a few minutes to record this? Then we're gonna watch our movie together. Just like that, she forgot. And she's asking me just now, Mama, Granny say I talk a lot. Do I talk a lot? And my heart, and then my mind like starts overanalyzing, and it's like, you don't want to tell her that she talks too much because you don't want to like heart and throat chakra, and what is too much. In the end, it's different for everyone. Like, I'm literally having this dialogue in my mind, and I never end up answering her whether she talks too much or not, because who am I to say? Like, later, regulate her speech at her pace, who am I to tell her, oh, you, why are you so quiet, or you talk too much? Nah, my bro. To fully experience life, respect is required. I've been learning that. My childhood groomed me into the opposite of respect. So I had to fight to be myself, and not just my childhood, but society. Media glamorizes disrespect. Gossip is a form of disrespect. Who gives anyone the right to talk on, to judge on, to throw dirt on another? Do you understand? Like, and just think what a industry has been built on gossip, on drama. It's gross. That's why I don't have a TV in my house, I really want a projector, though. I have a projector for my babies. Oh, I'd love one. Anyway, this beautiful offering is about how great you are, and you better recognize. And you do not need to tell nobody. It's your business. It's sacred. That's truly having a relationship with God, is being secretive about your sacredness, to better, I don't know, because when you, how do I say this? When you see yourself in a high regard, it has a very profound effect on the energy field around you, on the magnetic field around you, and what you attract, what you think about yourself. I had to remind myself some time back, because I was like, what's the problem? I'm bored. For someone who's so busy, looking after 4 people, my feline friends, my canine friends, my other commitments that I have, and then on top of it, making sure that I commit to my gifts and feed that part of my soul, because else I'll just be miserable, walking around half, dissatisfied if I don't sew, if I don't write, if I don't sing, if I don't dance, if I don't do those things, I'm going to walk around looking very constricted and constipated, and we don't want that. And I had to remind myself that just because things are quiet doesn't mean nothing is happening. You get what I'm saying? This is a sign of your magnetic field that you're no longer attracting the bullshit. So now, instead of focusing on where's the good shit, because I'm the good shit, I'm aware of it now, I know, blah, 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 so now I'm expecting to attract good shit. Instead of focusing on that, focus on, whoa, do you remember all the bullshit we used to attract? And now they just avoid us, take a detour. That's a whole blessing on its own. That's a whole gift on its own. So I had to mention that for someone. But the core message of today is, find yourself, know who you are. I say to my children all the time, there needs to be no one that loves you more than you love you. I mean, you in your body. It's science. It's biology. Nobody should love you more than you love you. Nobody should treat you better than what you treat you. I was sitting studying this morning, and Spirit was like, an idle mind is truly a devil's playground, you know? And what's the devil? The devil is just doubt. The devil isn't some evil Knievel, you know, guy with a fork. The devil is doubt. And people have let doubt ruin their lives. Doubt comes in to check how strong your will is. It's just a tester, you know? It's up to us to use it to our benefit and not let it succumb us. Please stop that ninja tricks that you're undertaking over there. You know, it's up to us to utilize doubt. So when doubt comes and say, do you really want to do that design? You're supposed to look at your design and be like, yeah, I actually do. And you know what? I'll also add this on as well. Or when doubt says, you really think you're beautiful? Like look at your eyes. Or you're supposed to say, yes. Shit, I'm stunning. The fact that I have the specific eyes is what makes me beautiful. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I have the specific hair texture. The way, whatever it is, whatever people have tried to make you feel uncomfortable about, or that you find really different from the rest of the people who walk, the beings around you, that thing, embrace it. Like, make that your thing. Like, wow, I'm gonna make sure it's moisturized, shining, you know, every day. Like, make that your thing. There's no stronger protection and no stronger charge to put into your magnetic field than self-acceptance, embracing self, you know, being excited for self-care and not seeing it as a chore. Literally, I've been practicing self-care as a natural part of my life, because growing up, you were taught that self-care was vanity. If you took too long, then a specific person thought was the required time on your self-care, then you were vain and you were insulted. Yeah, you stand in front of the mirror for so long and you still look like shit. Why? The evil Knievel, you know? Like, I can't. I look at my daughter and I'm like, you little beautiful, stunning. Oh my word. No matter how naughty you are, you're going to be stunning, beautiful. You will never deserve me breaking you down. Like, what the hell? Like, who does that? Like, nothing my daughter ever does. No human, not just my daughter, no human ever deserves to be broken down, especially about their physical appearance. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just, attacking a human's physical appearance is the most cowardly thing anyone can do. Because it's like you're placing this doubt in the person's mind, and words are dangerous because you can't erase them. They're there forever. Those words are there forever. And unless you're willing to transmute and radically self-accept, words can cut into you and keep cutting the same wound for your whole life. You know? Once she said to me, look at you. You're done with life. And I was like, what? And I laughed. I was like, this is now once I healed my Stockholm syndrome and insults couldn't get to me. And I laughed. I was like, oh my word, I'm gorgeous. Look at me. And I even said to her, you can lie, I can lie, but the mirror won't lie. And it's so ironically, sometime later now, months or over a year later, I wrote a poem where it's like, even izibuko sikamamanga, meaning even the mirror lies. But even that poem is about, I'll create a little cast about it. But even that poem is about self-perception. How you feel about yourself will determine what the mirror says back to you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most beautiful of them all? Oh, you are. I mean, that's what you want to hear, you know? But if you now saw Snow White and you know And you can't lie to yourself. You saw Snow White and you know that she's more beautiful than you. No matter what you ask the mirror is going to tell you what you have decided. You decided that Snow White is more beautiful than you, so the mirror is going to tell you, listen, your queen, you are no longer the most beautiful. There is no snuvet daar. You get what I'm saying? So your self-perception has to be unbreakable. No matter who comes down your path, you need to remain the most beautiful of them all. I'm just using it as a metaphor. In your mind. You don't need to walk in the street, oh, I'm more beautiful than you. No, it's not about that. In your mind, you are the most beautiful creature you know. You get what I'm saying? So when you walk down the street, no matter how many beautiful ladies you see, you're never going to feel inferior or intimidated. You're going to be able to say, hey, beautiful, because you're already beautiful. When you see another beautiful lady, it's going to be like, hey, beautiful, because you're already beautiful. Like, how are you? You can't feel any lesser by seeing another beautiful being. Guys, this one is beautiful. It's one of the many poems that I got yesterday or the day before. You can go take a listen to my previous offering that I recorded last night. And it won't be on TikTok for long. I'm probably gonna go delete it now because I archive on YouTube, so you have to subscribe there, hit the notification, interact, come and show YouTube that I exist and they must push my content forward, and get the watch hours up and all of those things so that more people can hear these beautiful messages, because poetry is a gift. I didn't write poems my whole life. Poetry literally came to me now. A few years ago, started writing. I even joked to my ex, I wrote a song for you, and then I'll either sing a song that already exists. Like, I'll come to him serious, be like, babe, I wrote a song for you. And then I'll either sing a song that already exists, or remix it, or sing something that I wrote, And yeah. So it came to me a few years ago, and it's just like a gift. It's been a joyful thing all the time. Like, I have books, stack of books, I already have one codex that I've published, that there's 50 poems in there. It's digital at the moment. If you'd like it printed, I can get a quote on that and then just go have it printed, and that would be what a unique novelty experience, to have like one book printed specifically for you. Like, she took transport, went to a printing facility. Wow, that would be so beautiful. Compared to the mass production that we used to. Like, I was thinking about that. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I can make printed copies available. I'll just have to get a quote on how much it will cost. And obviously it won't be that much because it's just a 50-page A3 poetry codex. Wow. It's beautiful. The second one will be obviously available soon as well, and then the third and the fourth, and then after that we'll obviously just compile it into one, like a coffee table, thing over there. There's no rush. I explained to my son, I was like, decide now how long you're going to live, and then start living that way and experience everything. And with each thing you experience, take your time to experience stuff, take your time to experience what you're interested in, because remember, you have time, and that will, strangely enough, to the outside eye, it will look like you're living, for every moment, like you're living like there's no tomorrow. By you deciding that your tomorrows extend for a very long time, you will end up living like there's no tomorrow, embracing every moment, enjoying every moment, So yeah, it's super exciting. This one is for all the stars who are still accepting that they are stars, They're still like, am I really a star? Like, really, me? And I was listening to someone the other day, and they were differentiating, like, what is stardom and what is fame, They're like, you don't need talent to be famous. And I was like, oh, damn. And I've never been interested in fame, and I could never fan over anyone. Like, from my earliest memory, like, I couldn't like fan over people. I wasn't, okay, let me be honest, there's just three. Firstly, Bob Marley, like, his posters were the height of me. I just fell in love. I was 3, wanted dreadlocks ever since. I did lock my hair for a few years ago, and I was just talking with my daughter about when I shall lock my hair again. But okay, so one day we'll talk about my connection to Bob Marley, and then around 12, when I just hit my teens, my brother came home and introduced me to rap music, and this is freshly out of a life of Nazarenism, of not going to church but having to follow my dad's rule of girls can only wear long skirts that cover their knees, no nail polish, makeup, or anything of that allowed, no cutting your hair allowed, no circular music, no swearing, blah, blah, blah. All of this in such a highly traumatizing household where there was so much abuse, Anyway, so when my mom finally stood up to him at age 11 and told him to never ever come back again because he dragged me by my hair, that was the first time he was physically abusive to me. He dragged me by my hair, and then he wanted to hit her, and she took a glass bottle and she was like, "You'll sleep in jail." So then she put him out. He still left. He was like, "Bye." I was there with my little sister, and he was like, "Bye, you must pray for me." A few weeks or something later, she came home from shopping with a bunch of pants, and she bought me the ugliest pants, like corduroy. My evolved stylist now would be able to do amazing things with those pants, but at that age, it was like, oh, that's so ugly, like light pink corduroy and brown pants she got me, and the lengths were awkward. I'm this super skinny, tall, entering teenhood, Oh my God, it was like awful. I must try and find pictures. Zenny, when you downstairs, you must check in the photo albums. How do you give photo albums away?
Wait, I thought you were...
No, man, you must check if there's photo albums, and you must look for any pictures of Mama. There's one that I want... and I'm also going to check my pictures. Okay, but anyway, where was I, guys? I was still saying, and then she brought, she brought pants on, oh my word. But anyway, so at that age now, obviously circular music was allowed in the house. She bought herself so many CDs. She bought Asha, that's what it was just when Confessions came out. Asha, Mary J. Blige, the Pink Album, G Unit, D12, 50 Cent. Wait, it goes on. Mario. We had 10 CDs there. R. Kelly's Out the Closet stuff. Oh my word. She might have all of her curiosity that she had to suppress, from the time she met my dad, because before she met my dad, they were living a normal life in Cape Town, obviously not very well off, but they were living, there were still orchards when you walked to school, stuff like that, where they were living. Anyway, so she also went wild on the circular music, and that was also when she bought a TV when I was 12 years old. My little sister and she buys a TV and she forgets to buy an aerial. My little sister and I watched this unclear TV for a whole hour at 12 at night. We were so excited. Anyway, so let's get back to my brother introducing me to rap music. That's when I discovered Tupac. Oh! I was in love with him. It wasn't so much being a fan of the music, it was just having a crush because he was so pretty. He was just so stunning. And then who I weirdly also liked what he looked like and had teenage girl fantasies about was Young Buck with a lot of gold. Oh, so with the color in me. So yeah, I've had 2 teenage crushes on rappers, and then the only legend that I truly felt connected to, Bob Marley. Anyway, so what was the point of me being introduced? Yes, I could never fan. Other than that, I could never fan, I was like, how are you gonna be bar over someone? I guess the star in me just couldn't lower myself, you get what I'm saying. So you a star listening to this, unless you know of stars, lift the stars up, okay? Don't be trying to pull the stars out the sky. And to the stars listening to this, shine bright. Shine bright like a diamond. You know, Ella means female. So we must go and dissect that song, that Under My Umbrella, you know. What the hell? And for so many years, my nickname was Ella. Like, I'm realizing so many, like, guys, I feel like every day I wake up anew. And I discover new things, and I feel different. But other than that, more fire, more time, one love, and keep shining bright, and keep lifting up the other stars, and keep lifting up the moons, because there's also some moons out here, you know. I'm definitely the one of the lunar bodies. One of my nieces at my dad's funeral, my niece is like, you a lunar lady? And I was like, oh wow, that's the first time someone called me. Like, I arrived at my dad's funeral late with like this maroon crop jersey, this high waist, beautiful pants, man. They had zips, golden zips at the bottoms, but you couldn't see it that day because I had these black boots on that covered them. And then I had this long shirt on, you know. Although my skin wasn't showing really because it was a high waist pants. But I had this long shirt that I found in Small Street for 50 rand, a black shirt that everyone loved that when they saw me in it, and they couldn't believe I found it in Small Street. Long, like to the ground. I had that on with my giant afro and these round framed shades. So yeah, I can see. Yeah, I was really ganja, guys. It's not for everyone, but it's a very potent medicine, because when I was properly introduced to ganja is when I started truly accepting myself, strangely enough. That was the effect it had on me, and it also helped to heal any rage I had pent up, you know, from childhood, or gene rage, ancestral rage. It really helped to regulate that. My weight. Like, my weight has, since I've started smoking ganja, has just been this beautiful weight, you know, whether I have babies, no babies, before baby, after baby, just my weight. My weight has just been amazing, but most importantly, it's the pent-up anger, like that, my temper being regulated, and me just becoming more and more calm over the years. That's truly been the best. But, arigato. Ganjans. Feel you next time.